Hello, everyone, and welcome to the new episode of Entrepreneurship Lab. This is your host, Nevena Bajalets, and I'm welcoming you to another episode where we're gonna help you with some important information on how you can grow and scale your business. And today I have a special guest. She is a business accounting consultant, and she's gonna talk to us about taxes, VAT, and some new regulations and things that are happening in UAE. So if you're an entrepreneur and business owner in UAE, you want to find out more, make sure to listen till the end of the episode because Lena will give you a lot of valuable information. Her name is Lena Barvik. Lena, welcome to the show and thank you for taking the time to be with us today.
Hi, Nivina. Thanks for having me. Always pleasure to meet with you and talk to you about business development and all different aspects of business.
Yes, thank you for being here for us. So tell us just first about what do you do at your company? Who do you guys help? Give us a little bit of background so listeners know, and who do you serve? Because many of them might need your services. And at the end, we're gonna tell them how they can connect with you. And then we're gonna jump into talking about tax in UAE.
Sure. My company, Bespoke Accounting, focuses on helping business owners to understand their numbers and to understand how well their business is doing through the numbers. So we have 4 sections of our business. Our core of our business is accounting and bookkeeping. So it's day-to-day bookkeeping, processing expenses, bank reconciliation, all that boring stuff that a lot of business owners try to avoid as much as they can. Second stream of our business or section is tax compliance. So at the moment it's mainly VAT, and it's connected with accounting and bookkeeping, so that in that we help companies register for VAT, we file their VAT returns, and we just help them to manage their tax liabilities smartly, I should say. Next section is, so if with accounting and compliance we focus on the current transactions, another section of our business focuses on the future. So we also help businesses to forecast their growth. So we offer financial modeling services. We have certification from Financial Modeling Institute. So some business owners would like to know where they can grow, how quickly they can grow, and what funds they need for that. So we prepare a financial model which includes same financial statements as we prepare during our day-to-day bookkeeping, but in the future, for the future. And last but not the least, we offer advisory services. So we offer services whereby we support business owners in their decision-making process if they need help of an accountant, of like a CFO, but they are at the very early stage. For example, they're just starting their business. And we also, for really small clients who want to have a hands-on approach to their business and who used to do everything themselves, we offer we call them a DIY accounts and learning package, where we help them to set up their books. We help them to set up their chart of accounts, explain what is the best accounting software for them, so that they, after sessions with us, they can just jump in and manage their business finances.
That's amazing. And there is so much into numbers and finances, and some people that's their strength, many people it's not. And I think this is really necessary for every business. And I always say it's very important to know your numbers, at least understand some basics. And then at some point, we definitely need a proper support, like what you're providing. So let's jump in talking about taxes. This is the topic for this episode. Now UAE was a tax-free country, right? There is still no taxes on income, on salaries, but for business owners there is, right, VAT. And in 2023 we have something called corporate tax. So can we start by explaining, maybe people don't understand, what is the VAT and what's going to be a corporate tax, and maybe what are the differences between it?
Sure. You are absolutely correct. Currently in the UAE, there is only one tax, which is VAT. There are also excise taxes and custom duties, but that is separate for specific industry. But for all businesses, there is tax called VAT, which stands for value added tax. So it's an indirect tax. It means that we customers, when we go to a supermarket, we pay the tax, but we don't pay it directly to the federal authority. The supermarket pays it on our behalf, and that's why it's called the indirect tax. And it's tax on value-added services. So it is implied on every step of supply chain. So if the goods are manufactured, manufacturer sells the goods to the supermarket, taxes added. Supermarket sells it to us, taxes added. So that is the main tax, which all businesses should be aware of and be prepared for. Tax rate is 5%. Now in 2023, there is a corporate tax coming, and the rate will be 9%, and there will be a small relief for small businesses not making enough profit. The current stage, we don't have yet the legislation or laws for the corporate tax, so we cannot, for example, talk about who will be exempt and all other details. But the corporate tax will be there, and it is a direct tax, so businesses will have to pay directly to the government, and that is tax on their profit.
So VAT is on our revenue, right? Everything we sell, and we can collect from our customers those 5% and then pay the government, and corporate will be on the profit, which means the difference when we deduct our expenses, where you can jump in and help us see where all our hidden expenses that we can deduct, right? And then we calculate how much profit we have, and then on that profit we pay. Tell us, there is also a limit for VAT. So for many entrepreneurs just starting, they will not immediately pay VAT, right? So what is the number limit? And also, even before we reach that limit, like what are the documents we should keep records of from the beginning? Because we don't know. Even years ago when I started, there's many information I didn't have, that I have to collect all the invoices, maybe expenses, keep the record of everything. So can you tell us what is the limit, and also what should we know from the beginning, which documents we should keep record of for later on when we file for VAT?
It's a great question, and I'm very pleased you asking that, because in my practice, almost on a daily basis, we face with scenarios where businesses come and they don't know, they're not prepared. And it is a key to be prepared, to know if you don't have an accountant, you don't have an accounting system, it's good to know what you have to know. So the key number to keep in mind is 375,000 dirhams, which is when you have to register for VAT. So when you reach that threshold, within 30 days, you have to register for VAT. There is also an option for voluntarily, to register voluntarily, and it's half of that amount. Okay. Now, when you register for VAT, FTA, Federal Tax Authority, will ask a number of questions. And as part of the application process, you will have to submit declaration. It's called a turnover declaration, where you'll have to specify turnover for your company starting from the date of your trade license start date on a monthly basis. What was your turnover? And now recently, FTA changed the template of that declaration. So now it's not just that you need to provide a number for each month and sign it off and stamp, but you also need to segregate that number by tax VAT regime. For example, if you were registered before, what VAT would you pay? Would you pay 0%? For example, it was export sales, or you would pay. You wouldn't pay because you are exempted, or you would pay standard rate 5%. For example, if you just supply goods locally, and the same and for expenses. Yeah. Also, what expenses did you have in that month that would you be able to claim back? So now, FTA is and Dubai in general is progressing, and of course all the updates and all the innovations, they come now quite more and more frequently. So that's why it's very important to be on top of what's happening in the legislation and to be prepared. But for now, as a summary, what business owners should remember is first, 375,000 should be always in the head, and to have just a simple Excel file or even Word document, where you write down, when you note down all your monthly sales and expenses.
Yeah, thank you. And just to clarify, 375 for the listeners, 375 is within period of last 12 months. Is it a year or from the moment they open the business?
Yes, exactly. The last one. So it's accumulative from the start of your trade license.
So from the start of trade license, once you reach that you earned 375,000, you have to file for VAT.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, excellent. Because that's, I think, not clear for many people. Okay, great. And there is also something that was interesting for me that I saw on your social media was like that sometimes if your threshold goes down, you have to sign off the VAT. So what's happening there and how that works?
Yes. So if basically in simple terms, if business ceases to exist or your sales drop, or there is a certain change in your circumstances, yes, then you have to deregister from VAT, because you no longer you can also be because it's not just only about paying VAT but claiming VAT back, which business owners need to remember. Okay, yes, and that the same rules. So when it comes down, then when you decide to deregister, you need to deregister.
Yeah. So how should someone measure and know? Because if we, let's say somebody opened a company in 2020 and they're like, okay, now I'm coming to 375,000. So, and then in next month, like, what is this period when they should measure and know, oh, now my numbers are down, right? Because is it on the monthly basis? How does it work? Because if I'm calculating everything from opening, how will I calculate and predict how much I will make in next year? So
yes, no. If the business is going forward, and if you don't have in your mind idea that I'm going to stop my activities and I'm going to close down in the future, or there is something drastic change, then you just continue, because of course different seasonal activities, some economic changes happen, and that's okay. Only when you have to think about it is when there is a drastic change and you decide that most likely I'm going to cancel my license. Otherwise, if you continue with your business, you just you registered for VAT, you just continue filing for VAT, claiming VAT back, and so forth.
And how are our business owners, can you explain to listeners, paying VAT? Is it monthly? Is it quarterly? Do you submit report and then they tell you, okay, this is the 5% that you have to pay? How does that work?
Yes, so so it depends. It depends on the turnover. So for most of the companies, most of your listeners, it will be quarterly filing. And that is when you register for VAT, tax authorities go through your application and they set a date from which date your business is registered for VAT. So for example, we file an application in November and tax authorities go through our application and go through everything, finalize. And on 15th of December, they say, yes, you are registered for VAT and your TRN certificate or VAT certificate starts from 1st of December. Okay? And they tell you what is your filing period. Usually it's 3 months, so it's a quarterly filing. So for you, it will be from 1st of December, your first filing period. I will start on 1st of December and finish on the last day of February. Yeah, so it covers 3 months. And then when your filing period finishes, 28th or 29th of February, then on the 28th day following the end of your filing period, you need to submit the VAT return for that period and pay. Okay, so
3 months,
quarterly,
and then you have 30 days,
28
days to pay. All right,
yes.
Very clear. Thank you. And there is some important news happening right now. Is it a platform called Emaratax? So what is happening with Emaratax? What is that, and what should business owner know?
Yes, so another great question from you. Because in 2023, corporate tax is introduced. UAE government decided that current tax portal is not quite up to speed to get us to where UAE wants to be, and they want to be a leading in technology and all other aspects of life. So they decided the current portal is not quite there, and it's very difficult to connect to different other parts of the system. So they decided to launch a new portal, which is called Emaratax, which has the features and ability to be connected to other parts of the whole ecosystem. For example, so it will be connected to banks, so that we can maybe pay directly. So it will have a mobile app, which currently we don't, there is no mobile app. And I think it's great because sometimes we are pressed in time, we are filing for VAT, we tell our client it's submitted, now we need to pay. And the client is, oh, I'm out, I'm not at my laptop, and they need to rush, and find a place, connect, and then log in. And so now it's, they can pay at the press of a button, which should be amazing when it is launched. And so it's customer experience will be enhanced and improved. The launch is on the 5th of December, very soon. And to prepare, if you are already registered taxpayer, all you need to do is to reset your password. So that's very important to have your username and password up to date, so that you can log in and you are using the new portal.
Yeah, amazing. Yeah, so many innovations, and that's why we love UAE, and they really make things so simple. I went to a municipality. It's been, I think, 2 years in the same building, and I just entered. It was like a spaceship, and I was like, in 2 years, like there used to be lines of people and different counters, and they just made machines and electronic, and everything is online. And really, they make even the process of now doing your residence visa and ID. They send you everything online. They bring to your, so they really that's why we love this country, right? They make things easier. They really incorporate technology. So that's some great news for business owners. And I would like one more question. I think it's very important. What are different type of fines that maybe startups don't know about, that they should, be careful of and avoid? I had, clients and some friends who didn't know about certain things. When there's different shareholders from different countries, they have to submit different documents, and there is anti-money laundering document, and there are different things. So sometimes we're not informed, right? We get a license, we are starting small, and we don't want to get into that trouble. So what are things that are happening out there that we should pay attention to, avoid? What are the fines that business owners can get?
The most important one in relation to taxes is, of course, registering on time. So the fine is 10,000 dirhams if you miss the deadline for registering for VAT. So if you started your business and then you're doing the sales were great, turnover was high, and you were like, oh wow, great, and you just didn't have time to think about the implications of that, and the regulations, tax regulations, didn't manage to hire an accountant, didn't manage. So the accountant comes in, they calculate your turnover, and oh my God, it's 600,000. You should have registered 3 months ago. So the register, and there is a system, you automatically get the fine, 10,000. Then another important fine to keep in mind is filing for VAT. So if you miss a deadline to file, to submit your VAT, so first occurrence is 1,000. Second, if you miss second time, it's 2,000 within 24 months. So there are some details about it, but 1,000. Then if you miss the deadline for payment, so there are percentages. Not very high, but if you don't pay, the percentages are on a daily basis. So that can become quite expensive.
Yes. And unnecessary expense, right? So
exactly, which is easy to avoid. And even professional indemnity insurance companies, they don't cover instances when you miss a deadline. For example, my company, we have indemnity insurance, and one of the exclusions which all of the insurance companies must have on their documents is, but that was, I was told, I hope it's true, that one of the exclusions that they cannot remove is missing a deadline that is imposed by the government. So it's not like, it's not your error, it's just a general knowledge that you should not miss deadlines.
Yes. Set the alarm, everyone. Make sure you have your accountant to support you. So that's amazing. Oh, this was such a valuable information, Lena. And really, because nobody informs us these things, and VAT started, when was it? 2019, right? 18, exactly. So and so many people, they get the license, they're starting, and they don't get this information, and sometimes maybe they're not making a lot of money, but it's important, like you said, to be educated, to know this ahead of time, so you can prepare and keep those records, keep those documents as well. Well, thank you so much. I would like to just ask you, how can people connect with you? How can they find you if they're looking for accountant, if they're looking for support through VAT or any education you're providing to them to learn about accounting and so on. So tell us how they can connect with you. We're going to make sure to put a link to your website as well in the description of this episode, so everyone can reach to you.
Sure. The easiest, now we are all on social media, whether it's for work or for our children. So our account on social media, Instagram, is bespoke accounting. And the first step that all business owners that are not yet registered for VAT is, of course, to follow us on social media. Of course, I'm saying that, but why I'm saying that is not just for marketing purposes. It is very important in our business to inform public about what's coming. So there you can already find videos and posts about Emaratax. What is Emaratax? There is a blog on our website telling everyone about the Emaratax on Monday or Tuesday. I think it's we're going to have a post about it and tell everyone, please go there and read it. So it is because it doesn't cost us anything to do that, but it's great. And I think if we help someone to escape that 10,000, that would be just amazing. So, and that's the easiest, what everyone can do. And of course, same Facebook page, Bespoke Accounting, and our website, bespokeaccounting.me.
Middle East.
Yes.
Okay.
Middle East.
All right, great. Well, thank you, Lena, so much for being the guest and sharing this valuable information with us. Everyone, thank you for listening. Make sure to subscribe to the podcast, give us some like and heart, and download the episode and share it on social media platforms so other business owners can benefit as well. Make sure to click the link and connect with Lena. Reach out if you have any questions. And thank you once again from my side for being here and listening. And I will see you in the next episode.